is from some of the lords down south that they will be sending engineers and such to help repair the damage to Breakwater to kind of try to keep the damage in the salt district. Get fresh water working again, that sort of thing. And of course, if you're able to teleport some of them, that would be being an even bigger help, obviously. And then get started right away on ordering construction. One of my questions for the party is the council from Wolverine's Crossing, given that they no longer feel threatened by the king in their own city, given the fact that Iceguard has joined your alliance of now 3 cities rebelling against the king, they're willing to send more military, more troops. They have 2,000 soldiers, trained and armed soldiers they'd be willing to send to help keep order. Would you be willing to accept that aid?
Let's see, why not?
People from Iceguard or from Wolverine's Crossing?
Wolverine's Crossing.
I'm not sure that's up to us to decide.
Curious is that the reason
Damn it!
Curious is asking you
Hang
because
on.
he's not going to make that sort of decision.
He's also
Where
the
the
one that's
damn
trying. He just leave the call.
You left the call?
No,
Oh,
he's still
you're
on the
coming in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Curious is the one that's planning this big election day thing. Is that going to go very well if suddenly 2,000 more of Wolverine's Crossing's people are coming in?
Well, I heard from a wise political mind just recently that have the addition of thousands of foreign troops ensures a fair and open election.
Please stop. Please stop giving me more chances.
Are they by any chance small and blue men?
Yeah, that dude.
When I stopped replying to that, it was because I had to get up for work in 2.5 hours, and in that amount of time, there was another 600 notifications.
Yeah, that was mostly Storm and Habit, but I also joined in for a short bit towards the end.
I tried to get up and leave 3 times, and I just couldn't.
It's too frustrating, yeah. But anyway, so basically we have some friends who are not that great politically. But anyway, just not on top of things.
Also, if
Oh,
you're
if you're-
watching this on YouTube, we will get to Dungeons and Dragons eventually.
Yeah, speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, another thing that's part of Dungeons and Dragons, what are you guys going to be doing? Because what happens from here? I had a conversation with some important people like the Wizard who wish to do some work on restoring the fleet. Curious will speak to you afterwards. After the whole thing with the strange sea dragon, he introduces himself. And Curious seems to speak for him most of the time, almost as if they've been joined in some sort of link, explaining in a more human voice that he feels the suffering of the city and wishes to help in any way it can to move you along to stop these sorts of things from happening. He knows the pain of loss all too well. And with so many dead, many of them he's seen in the water. He wants to ensure that the sea can go back to being the sea and the land can go back to being the land. If the king is what's causing all of this, he will help you get there. More importantly, he knows the location of most of your vessels. Some of them sunk with the majority of their hull intact. And would like to offer his help in raising them from the deep so that they can be repaired. Several, longships in particular, would only take probably a few weeks to a month or two to repair. and could be ready to cross the ocean. If you do ask whether or not you could just ride on his back, the answer will be no, that's ridiculous. That's not how he swims. You simply couldn't do it. Besides, the tainted sea is extremely dangerous when you're too close to the water. However, he knows safe paths through the water, or even a smaller vessel like a longship could pass and avoid most of the dangers, the strange things that lurk below the waves. They won't challenge something like him. He'd be willing to guide you to within 10 miles of the city of Black Wharf. A port that, although not entirely welcoming to you, should get you to where you need to go, up the river to Wraith Peak, to Barot's Landing. That being said, all of this will take at least a month. What you do in that time is up to you, though I know the wizard is going to be assisting with raising vessels to bring you across the Tainted Sea, finally.
Well, I will PM you what I'm doing, because it is secret and illegal.
That's fine, you can do that if you'd like, any of you.
Have any incriminating evidence?
Sure. If you'd like to do any research on Black Wharf, anything like that, just let me know. If you'd like anyone who has knowledge, I guess that'd be geography, or bardic knowledge, can learn about Black Wharf and the Barrett's Landing in the river.
Okay. Typical bardic knowledge roll?
So we'll just say that's a 12. Sorry, you level up 13.
No, it should be in plus 11, which means when I roll a 1, it will be a 12.
We roll 2s normally. So it's normally, yeah.
What did I tell you?
Duh, I heard of Steady before. Port is a thing you drink, right? Technically, it's true piper.
Technically, it is.
It's definitely a true piper.
You've
Yeah.
obviously had too much port right now.
I didn't know pork came in strawberry.
Typical. Typical bardic
No
knowledge.
one rolls well whatsoever. I'm looking at a 9 and a 6 respectively from 2 different people on knowledge geography checks.
Geography is the one I didn't take.
Here's the thing: people actually have some ranks in them. Like they have bonuses of like +3 and +7 respectively. They're just rolling nothing.
How's that?
Is it centaurs?
There are
Duh.
Can I roll intelligence?
You know for certain that there are no centaurs. Absolutely 0 centaurs in either of those places.
Confirmed
No,
is canon.
Confirmed is canon. There are no centaurs.
God damn it.
Disregard that. I clicked back onto the tab and
If we're taking several days to learn, can I continue trying my typical bardic knowledge rolls?
No,
Aw,
it's, knowledge rolls are a one and done. You either know it or you don't. Just like real life.
fucking always.
You don't have.
Read a fucking book.
I'd like to point out there are cases where I remember things after
Well,
thinking
okay,
about them for a while.
Here's what I would say. These obviously, there is. I would say you can re-roll, but on the one specific thing that you actually find a library that has books on it. If you basically, it's like doing a Google check. You can go like, oh, I want to go look up things for that, and you will actually go and look up books on it and may actually find something about it. But that's what you'd have to do. If you actually cared that much, you can go and do that.
Well, if we have time,
You have about you will have about 4 or 5 weeks. I would say 5 weeks.
then I definitely have time.
Wait, so are we going back to Woman's Crossing?
No.
I am.
Well, some people are teleporting. Yes. In the
Can I
meantime,
throw something on your shopping list? With funds?
Sure. Yeah. Well, if you guys need to buy anything and you don't care that I know about it, I will go get it for you. Unless it is something so awful that / illegal that I will not bring myself to get it for you.
Wizard,
So-
what are your feelings on child slavery?
Yeah, that would be one of those things where I will. Yeah, that's fine. Forms.
You're buying diamonds, aren't you?
Yes, I have at the bottom of my spreadsheet for loot, I have, and I quote, the refill of party funds, which pays for our in-stays and food and whatnot. And then I have under that revivify tax.
Fabio care.
So I got 5 diamonds. So
It's also
hopefully
known
we
as the
don't.
Islamic charges in tax.
This is also true.
Okay. I would also so Piper is going to libraries. I already know what Talarmus is doing. I've actually I believe I have music for this. Where is it? Right there.
Of course, yeah.
Pretty much stable now.
Hell no.
Say that again, Xander.
Is the city more or less stable now? As in,
Yeah,
what's
like
causing that?
there's still going to be like minor like incidents and little riots, but things that you would kind of expect in the aftermath of this, and they have the people to deal with it. A little bit of civil unrest is nothing to worry about. I mean, the city did just kind of fucking explode, so.
It's about as stable as like Baton Rouge right now.
Right. You know. Oh my, Storm. Yeah, sure, dude. No problem.
Wait. I may have done the math wrong.
Actually, Storm, I would like to point out that people in depending if you actually have something that you might be able to do for it, or have the time, the smarter thing to do would be to ask the wizard to buy you. Let me do the math on that.
It's actually 8.5 grand.
What you do is you have the wizard buy you. Jesus, what would that actually? Fuck. Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. Divided by. Have the wizard buy you 5,000 golds worth of musket balls, or swords, or grain.
That is probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah.
5,000 gold of that, you take that back, and then trade that in for 6,000 gold worth of what you're looking for.
That is probably more accurate, yeah. Unfortunately, I have kind of already asked them, but, you know.
I mean, you could just ask him that, presumably. That would allow you to get your fucking... But either way, it would save you 1,000 gold, so why not?
Well, I actually need 8,500 gold.
Well, then buy much more. Trade in a bunch
Given-
more money for that.
What
Given
would the
those-
ratio be?
Just take whatever number you actually need, divide it by 1.2.
Given those 3 options and a desire to avoid arming the rich, I will get you the wheat or food or whatever you want.
Excellent. 7,100 gold worth, please.
Sure.
This is gonna be insane.
Okay.
That makes me want to get it a lot less. But I
Correct.
still
No
will.
fun.
Don't worry, it's gonna be used for good. I can promise you no children will be harmed in the process of this.
How do I fucking turn this shit off? I forget how you do it. There's an actual button for it somewhere.
There's a no fun button.
There is a no button button. There is. I just don't remember where it is. But anyway, stop! I swear on me mum.
I found the no fun button. It's right there.
I don't know why, but all of this actually made my what do you call it stop. Everything began to lag, so I'm gonna have to restart now. Thanks, Brandy. I'll be right back.
I didn't do the first one.
It's a joke. It doesn't actually make that big of a difference. It's probably because I have like 80 tabs open right now. I'm pulling it.
Who is doing that in my color?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been doing it in your color, so.
I did most of it in my color.
Anyway, so given all of that, Miss Piper, you're going to be doing something particularly interesting. You were able to go to the university that Curious actually just spoke. Okay, who is allowed to upload
Who
images?
did that?
Because you shouldn't be allowed to upload images. That is a TM only thing. How did that happen?
How did you do it? Teach me.
Magic.
You banned.
I swear on me mum. On me mum. I will destroy you. Okay. I'm going to disable an advanced dice. That is just so completely typical. You jerks. You would do this to me. Treat me like this.
Why
You
must
would,
you
yeah.
hurt me this way, Harry?
How could this happen to me?
Can't believe you've done this.
Game
I
settings.
can't believe you've done this.
Allow public access to games? No. Allow people to convert their characters? No. There's nothing else I can change. What? I need to turn it off because I have children for players. Oh, there you go. I found the button that fixes it. Delete game.
There it is. You have to
Delete
put
game
the child
This is
child
fucking
safety
done.
locks.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The child safety locks.
I see. I'm gonna thank you, Storm. I'm gonna report that to the because I have free advice I can give to the people who like the developers here. I get like 5 posts per year or per month. I can't remember what it is, but either way, it's enough that I can tell them, hey, by the way, one of my players was able to start posting all sorts of terrible things by using that. Yeah, fuck you. Anyway,
All sorts of terrible things.
Literally the best thing that you could have posted.
Anyway, Piper, the university. Normally, they probably wouldn't allow access to A, a woman, or B, someone so young.
Just to grace the other place.
However, given the fact that the city is kind of in disarray, and it's currently being used to store a number of items for the Pale Hand, you're able to get in under those pretenses and get access to their library. You dig deep about what subjects are you trying to look up? You have 5 weeks, so what subjects are you trying to look up on? Like, what do you want to read about? I know you want to read about Black Dwarf. Yeah, you wanted to read about Black Dwarf. I knew that. What else? Anything else? I mean, literally anything. It's up to you. There's you have 5 weeks, so.
Maybe those throne things.
Okay, the Obsidian Thrones, sure. Anything else?
Probably more about the king in general, honestly.
Okay, sure. You have 5 weeks, so make me 5 bardic knowledge checks, and I'll give you that. And depending on your number of successes, I'll give you that many facts.
So 0 facts.
Probably 0, yeah. Given that you're going to roll 5 ones in a row.
Yeah, you said bardic, right? In before disappointment.
Okay, that's 1, 2. Okay.
I wouldn't exactly
the
call that
3.
disappointment.
There's the 3 though.
Okay, I will give you one fact for every roll you get above 20, and an extra fact for every 10 you get above that. So, total of 4. Here's what you learn. The river that Black Wharf, Black Wharf is at the merging of two rivers that meet at the Tainted Sea. There is one river that flows down the mountain, down the mountains and through the hills to the Tainted Sea there. But there's another one that is composed of all of those different streams that flow down from the mountain, and has created kind of like a bog there, a boggish area, like a low-lying area, in the low-lying area just south of Black Wharf. That river goes all the way up to a place called Beard's Landing. It is known as the Black River, but it is also known informally as the Passage of Midnight. It is used as kind of like a natural canal to ferry goods from Beard's Landing all the way down to Black Wharf and then all the way over to Breakwater and vice versa. What's most interesting about this is that there normally would be like places like where you have to pay tolls to use such a thing because so much commerce is going out of there. Of course, the king is going to get his share, and so you'd have to have lots of soldiers. And for a river that large, that long, with that many, there's many you can't see it on the map, but there are many smaller tributaries and such. You could easily like smuggle your way around it if you were crafty enough. So how could you possibly guard a river like that? Well, kings long ago came up with the concept of guarding it magically through guards and wards, and through magical guardians. These things come in many forms. Some say in parts of it the river comes alive and swallows your vessel whole. In others you simply drop dead instantly. There are acid fogs and rains of blood. Creatures that come up from under the water and rip out your intestines. But how do they know whether or not you are worth killing? Wouldn't this bother normal merchants? No. Because they institute a system that these things, all of these different magical traps, and their extreme deadliness, is only unleashed on those who do not carry a great seal of the king. Imbued with magic, these are made personally, individually, and will expire after one passage up the river or down the river. They can be made. They are made only in 3 places: in Wraith Peak, by the court mage, who always knows how to make all seals and all passes. By the man, the reeve in charge of Beard's Landing, in charge of keep taking the tolls there, and the reeve in charge of Black Wharf. That's it. And those people make them individually, so you couldn't simply walk up and steal one. You would have to actually have them make them for you. And these people are men of iron. If you wish to travel up the water, you would either have to face terrible danger or get yourself a seal. Some say it's impossible to travel without the seal.
Could you forge one?
Magically? Perhaps if someone had like a special expertise, they might be able to. Of course, these reeves would probably have knowledge of, say, all criminals, like major criminals like yourselves. But if you did know somebody who could maybe do like a forgery, yeah, that would probably be the best route to go. Bye. Next, so that counts as 2 facts. You'll learn about the dangers of the water and how to get past it in the general history. About the king and the council. In days long past, when a king died, there was often if there was no clear line of succession, there were often major wars fought over who would next sit on the throne. Around 2 millennia ago, all of that changed. When a group of nobles, after a long and bloody war, came up with a way to avoid such wars in the future. They would, at the death of a king with no clear succession, elect a council of up to 7 people, but no less than 5. Representatives who would act in the king's stead with veto powers over each other. These people would also eventually be able to elect a king. if they ever came to a decision on who to elect. And that person would be king until there was no clear succession again, in which case the council will be reenacted. Lastly, you do learn of one last tale. And you've heard of bits and pieces of this, rumors in the past. Wraithpeak. Now, you were born there, and you lived in the city down below. In Wraithpeak, there are two major cities, essentially, but they're all part of the same municipality. There is a great city down below on the foot of the southern edge of the southern foot of the mountain, in which over 2 million people live. And then there is a massive keep, well up above the clouds, up a winding path at the top of the mountain. And this is where the king, his nobles, and a whole number of other people live, or used to. In the last century, no one, since the last dynasty came to be, no one has lived in the upper city. What you learn is that this used to be populated by quite a few people, hundreds of thousands. But after some unknown incident you can't find any reference to, the king went on a massive purge. Some say that it was because of a slight from a noble, others that it happened when the king's father died 50 years ago. But whatever the reason, he massacred all of the nobles that used to live there, and the place became cold, forgotten, haunted. Now there are supposedly only 5 residents there, other than the king, his mage, and his few closest advisors. They were a group of undead knights, saints in their own rights, known as the Iron Martyrs. They are known as unkillable, undefeatable, invincible, and that any who wish the king harm will have to pass through their land, that city up above the clouds, before they find the king.
Is there a beanstalk to get there?
No, there's a big winding path. Switchbacks.
A beanstalk?
Beanstalks might be involved. You don't really know.
Are the Iron Martyrs giants at the top of a beanstalk?
No. By the way, Storm, the answer to that, your second question is yes. I'd have to read about the first one.
It's in the Magic Item Compendium, page 71, I think. 72,
Sure, it's the thing I think it is.
it's a thing that lets you burn a spell to increase your cast level.
And it functions up to 3 times per day.
Yeah.
What page is it on?
71. If it's the PDF, it's 72.
Okay.
Page 71 of the book, page 72.
Okay, I found it. When you activate it, you must sacrifice. Okay, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Yeah, of course I'm using the PDF. Who do you think I am?
Will wizards still replace your books, like 2.5 and all that, for damage?
Say that again?
Will wizards still replace your books from old editions?
I don't think so. No.
No.
I'm like 5th right now.
Okay. Anyway, So, that is what you learned. Is anyone else doing anything in particular during that time?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Thwarting the pale hands on all fronts.
You are what?
Thwarting the pale hands on all fronts.
You're essentially going to go out and preach in the streets. Try to counter
In
some
the
of their...
churches, people are very susceptible right now to false information. Their faith has been shaken in these trying times, and I'm going to make sure it's rock solid the right way.
Okay, sure. That will certainly have an effect on some of the people who are considering changing their religion. Most shockingly, while preaching at the churches and such, using you've become obviously pretty business savvy, having running your own business back in Wolverine's Crossing and such. You get the idea to start of course, contributing money to giving out food at churches during times when Pale Hand are holding sermons and such, and hey, if you come to the Great Church, you can sit down and have a sermon. We're having dinner afterwards, and you're able to attract quite a few people, including a number of some of the wealthier members of society, who will ask you. Some of them will fall to their knees and ask for repentance, so they can turn away from the false god Ithrides, and back to the light of Morcantis.
I'll also point out that I can summon quite a bit of food a day if I actually use the majority of my spells to do so.
Yeah, so combination of that,
Good number.
combination of that and spending a few coins on buying food, you will absolutely be able to attract even more people than you normally would, and gain quite a few converts, most of them among the rich.
How much money can I reasonably spend on buying food for people?
Well, I will sell you 7,100 gold worth of food for 10,000 gold.
Get out.
No, really, I will.
Well, you could spend pretty much as much as you want, John. You would probably have to have it bought from Wolfern's Crossing or something, but you could certainly do so.
How long will Baltar be gone?
He's going back and forth he's probably going back and forth every couple of days. He makes multiple trips is the point. You could ask him and he could do it.
Well, yeah, I'd ask him for the first trip if he could go and get me a bunch of food and bring it back so we have food ready for people. But for my own purposes.
Okay. Sure. I'm sure the wizard has no problem doing that for you.
How much food can you carry in a trip?
Yeah, well, that's a lot. If I had to guess.
Wait, how much food can I carry on a trip?
Yes.
Dozens of tons.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll get a number, and then I'll tell you how much I need the first trip.
How much is 7,100 gold worth of grain, out of curiosity?
There's actually, you got a D&D 3.5 trade goods.
It's good.
Under wealth and money. Trade goods, 1 pound of, 1 pound of flour. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about, pounds of flour.
Probably.
Okay, 1 pound of flour is 2 copper pieces.
So...
And you said 7,100 is what you were buying?
Yeah, so it's times 100 for copper, right?
Yeah, times 100, and then multiply that by...
It's 355,000 pounds of flour, basically.
Can I just go ahead and just assume that I'll just use the common meals per day price?
That's fine too. Yeah. So you're essentially buying 180 tons rather of flour.
Well, also I'll need to be 3,000 gold. That buys 10,000 common meals.
Sure.
Or I guess it's 10,000 a day's worth of food. I guess, isn't it? It's per day.
And basically, I'm guessing I could get large hogsheads and such. And
Could I get a discount, Chase, for buying all this food?
No, not really.
shrink item them and then teleport them up.
Yeah, why can't you use magic, man? You can do anything.
Do you have
Mine it is
create
52.
food and water?
He does. He's a cleric.
So yeah, I'll buy 10,000 meals with my money, plus probably about another 1,000 or so just to create food and water.
Um, 13 ounces.
You hear me, Chase?
Yeah. Sorry, say that again?
Between the money I spend and my general food and water, I should have about like 11,200 meals about for this duration.
Yeah, that will certainly buy you plenty of church attendance. Drakers, for the record, you were buying enough flour to make, and I did the math on this, 437,000 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're the one who suggested this.
I mean, mind you, that just goes to show you. I mean, there's like, I don't know, 800,000 people left in town.
Yeah, so it's a loaf of bread every 2 people or so.
Yeah, for one day. So it's like, it's honestly still a kind of a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Feeding a city
That's a lot of bread.
Is a lot of money.
Just have the zombies bake it.
Yeah.
The question is, where do you get all this water and yeast?
We have the decanter.
Yeah, water is not really much of a problem right now.
And I'm sure you can harvest like fungi from the bodies.
Is that your secret ingredient?
Praise Morcantus.
Yeah, you could be like those kids.
You're not you're not baking bread. You're, oh god.
I'm filing a lawsuit to
Oh my god.
against
This
Straight Cross.
Soylent bread is people.
is this the solution to the how do I successfully kill a mass amount of people? Is this the solution?
It may or may not be. I cannot
cannot
comment.
believe you.
I
Except
did
body,
tell you
right?
it was illegal.
You can't do it on body is specifically for like robes and such, which requires like that's where the armor goes, quote unquote.
You can't wear robes over armor.
Yeah, I mean you can, but you only get the effect of one or the other. Yeah, vests are fine because it's chest. Chest is okay. Body's not okay.
Torso's fine.
Body is what wizards get basically. Anyway, so that all being said, once your 5 weeks are up and a whole lot of crafting is done, presumably to Larmus. Are you getting close to finishing up?
Potentially.
Oh yeah, you're not done doing your math yet?
No.
Okay.
Gotta do it in increments.
Balthazar, you'll be given a tour of one of the ships that has been repaired, that they believe is the best one for you to take across the ocean. It's a fairly valuable boat. It is a long ship. It is capable of going up and down river. So if you wanted to take this all the way to Barrett's Landing, you could.
Oh no.
They're able to give you they recommend that you carry a large amount. Curious will tell you that he suggests that you carry 50 undead to do the rowing for you.
Gasp. I must spread this news to the rest of the Pale Hand. The lady's a traitor.
Yeah, well, he honestly, of all people, he's really okay with it. He's mostly doing this for Hammond. If you question him about it, he will tell you that it's more important right now that the king is killed and then you can make permanent change. The fact is, there are zombies. You guys already get a pass on being undead and having undead under the Pale Hand. Because you're great allies. So if you want to use undead, you could. They would probably be the best for this journey. However, there's probably not much of a lack. You could certainly get 50 pirates, sailors. Would not be difficult either.
I'm quite certain that 50 undead is jumping.
50 undead is just better. They don't tire. I also can cast a spell called Favorable Winds, which does exactly what you think it does.
I should still have a fair amount of undead available from keeping order in the city.
Okay. Sure. So you want to provide the undead drinkers?
Yeah, sure.
What sort of undead?
I believe they were zombies.
Gotcha.
I kind of want skeletons instead, so they can like use their ribs as like what do you call them? Just like musical instruments. And they play songs the entire way down there as well.
Well, he's using zombies regardless.
No xylophones, if it's not October.
Oh, that's right. I remember Storm. Okay. So, gathering yourself a small army of 50 zombies, your boat is loaded up with about 30 tons of cargo. Most of the stuff is going to be trade goods. Mostly tobacco. Indeed, actually, that would probably be the best for you. So, yeah, tobacco. You're loaded up with 30 tons of tobacco that were looted from one of these storehouses belonging to one of the richer families. How fast will your favorable wind make the ship? Given that a typical...
It says it 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's a 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Okay, but obviously that's not how fast your ship will necessarily go across the water. It doesn't actually say how much, like, what effect it has on ships.
Nope. At all.
Ships can go faster than the local wind.
It says it can fill the sail and easily propel a sailing vessel by standing astern of the mast and directing the wind forward to fill the sail.
Okay.
Basically, your call. Just keep it in mind when calculating how long it takes to stick it to
Stormrack
black.
has that information in it.
Yeah, I would imagine that what it does is that it just makes ships go at their maximum speed without needing to be rowed or anything like that. So that's not a problem. It'll probably make it go a little faster. The fact is that you guys are also going to be going 24 hours a day, which is also going to make you go faster.
And I can only do that for like 6 hours a day, reasonably.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on a second. Okay. Well, it says a normal longship would go at 3 miles an hour, which would be 70.
Right.
We'll estimate 75 miles per day. Given you're going pretty far, about the furthest you really can across the Tainted Sea, which is unfortunate.
It says that for that wind speed, it would be 3 times the ship's normal sail speed. So what's the ship's normal sail speed?
Probably piss poor.
So that would be a strong wind, which is times 3 sailing speed.
Yeah. Well, typically a journey across this, given your speed, And given the fact that you guys are going at 75 miles per day, it will take you about a week to get to Black Wharf, which is a pretty reasonable sea voyage. You'll be going much faster than most other people would. Okay. Kind the sea serpent will, once you are all ready and you have everything you need, Curious will wish you all luck. If there's anything you need from the Pale Hand, you're going to have to ask for it now. We don't have anybody in Black Wharf. Not really. We have no real presence in the eastern half of the kingdom. It's all controlled solely by the king. He cracks down there far harder than he does anywhere else. It's directly under the control of his own domain. It's far more dangerous there. I've never been to Black Wharf. But the people there are tough. And they don't take kindly to strangers.
Or xenophobia.
That kind of goes without saying, to be honest. It's okay, I read a book. How do you plan on getting up the river? Won't the king's men be looking for you?
That's probably something we should discuss after I relay what I find out about the waterways.
Right. Carefully?
Well, we probably can't get one of those magical seals.
So remind me again why we're using why we're taking all those trinkets with us.
Oh, as for the you mean the tobacco?
Yeah.
Curious. Well, that's actually my idea. I mean, we can have it unloaded if you want, but first of all, you need something for ballast anyway, and second of all, they're going to be looking at you, assuming that you're going to have some sort of business there. People don't just travel up and down that river for fun. It's dangerous. I've heard tales from sailors of things that they've seen on the Tainted Sea and down that river. Black River is corrupt. Everything evil within the mountains flows down into it. And everything terrible from the Tainted Sea flows up into it. Swims up the river. Finds its way to Barrett's Landing.
Sounds like superstition.
So long as you have something, a cover story, which those tobacco leaves provide, you would be able to, hopefully, pass.
Can I attempt to forge a seal?
You can make they're magical. You'd have to have the ability to actually craft a specific thing that will resonate with the same magical frequency that the seals typically resonate with. That would allow you to actually travel up the river without anything harming you, because they'll detect that, and if they detect that your seal isn't right, they'll kill you.
Could I attempt to forge a letter that would let's get past guards at least?
You could do something like that, sure, like something that would allow you to what would it really say is my question, because the thing is you guys are known wanted criminals.
Right.
Which is why I said that we probably can't convince the Reeve of Black Wharf to give us one.
I could potentially disguise myself as, for example,
That's what I'm saying. We can go to Black Wharf and convince the person who can make the things. I can forge a letter stating that we need to be granted a seal, and then Balthazar can disguise himself and try to obtain the seal that way.
While that's clever, do you really think that would work? The king's men, just like that river, are guarded and warded. Their minds are like steel. If you tried to trick them, people tell me it's impossible. You can't get past them.
Well, it's quite simple, really.
You'll see through your deception.
Kill them.
They see everything as it is, not as you want it to be. And if maybe you're all powerful, maybe you could overcome their magic, but do you really want to risk that? Maybe somebody there knows better than you do. It's possible that there could be people who do actually maybe forge with seals. I wouldn't doubt that there is probably someone who could do it. Rogue mage, perhaps, someone who used to work for the king, someone who might know how to do that. But you'd have to find such people, and I imagine such people would not be easy to find, probably nigh impossible, given that if they were ever caught or found by these people that, as I said, can see all, they would be killed. Neither one of these things seems like an easy task.
If there's a rogue mage in Black Wharf, there's at least a chance that they're part of the Brotherhood.
True. Maybe they hide in plain sight. So that would be probably pretty difficult with the reef around.
Could you have asked the part of the mage guild while we're in Breakwater if they know anyone that could do that?
I could, but I think that would be fruitless. Because I could only ask certain people.
Right, if you ask just anybody, they might end up, spilling your plan to the king.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how much money you would get for, foiling the plans of the people he's been after for so long.
Probably could even get, like, a lordship.
Yeah. So... Oh, yeah, sure, I can do it. I can do it. Just come right here. Yeah. Sure, I can forward you a thing, dude. Just come right here, dude. Perfect, no problem. If I were you, if there's anything I've learned in my time, go to the cheapest places, the filthiest ones. Those places will have the hives of scum and villainy. Those will be the places that will have the people you might be looking for. People who will turn a blind eye to any such illegal behavior.
Well, here's, I guess, the problem. The other part of this problem. We get up the river, and then what?
Well, once you get to the end of the river, the path to Wraith Peak, it's fairly crowded. You could probably hide yourselves among the crowds there, unless they've shut down all transport, but we wouldn't really know anything about that.
But
once you get to the city, you would have to make your way up into the keep, which is heavily guarded and abandoned.
At that point, though, we are giving up on a victory and settling for an assassination.
Well, that may be what happened. Well, what will have to happen. I mean, how are we going to get troops over there?
Well, I'm not saying I have the answer either.
Exactly. The king has, in his seat of power, quite a bit of magic at his disposal. Perhaps you could find something along that. Or, as Hammond once implied, wouldn't it be possible that if the king were killed, that we could elect a new council to rule in his stead?
About to say, do you truly think you can win a battle on the other side of the mountains? Because like defending against the king's attack is one thing. Actually moving into his territory and winning battles is something completely different.
We couldn't, but what we do have is the support of 3 separate cities. The councils and heads of state of those cities.
Yes, the 3 cities in the wrong territory.
Yes, but that's the point. If the king were killed, the lords or the representatives of those cities would have to vote to elect a council in the interim. And that council could elect a king or rule in his stead for a time.
That's
Given that
implying that they actually let that happen.
We have 3 out of 4 cities. Five if he actually has someone set up to represent Wraith Peak when the king is dead, but he probably even doesn't. That means we could elect our own council. Some of you would certainly be good candidates. You would have been the ones to have ended his reign of terror. One that most of the people in this land now support. Ending.
This still doesn't help us get across the river.
Well, I mean, across the river, you would have to get a seal, obviously.
We'll worry about practical lordships and elections when we actually make it to Wraith Peak.
Well, wasn't that what you were asking? I thought you said once we get up the
That was
river,
indeed
then?
what I was asking.
Yeah, that was what you
Oh.
were asking. As for getting up the river, you just have to get a seal. You'll either have to trick the reeve, or you'll have to get someone to forge one for you. Or you could just travel up the river, but I fear that would be suicide.
Couldn't we just get out and walk? It's just us.
Those same you'll run into the same problems. The roads there are heavily patrolled by the king's men, whereas the river is only guarded by magical wards. All you need, the wards only know, the guards and the wards only know the seal. If you get a seal, they'll let you pass. Getting past the king's men will be far more difficult. They'll be looking for you. They'll have powerful, important people looking for you on that road.
That's
We'll be able to
why
see
I'm
past
saying
your disguises.
you should forge a letter to Balthazar, have him stash himself, try to get a legitimate seal. If it doesn't work, he flies away. Maybe we'll do another plan.
That's if you're able to trick them. That's up to you, whether you think you can accomplish that.
I think it would be hard to necessarily. Well, I think what's the worst that happens is we try and fail, and
As we usually do.
then have to try and look for a forger in a city that's hostile to us now. But I don't know. I think our ability to hide probably outstrips their ability to find. And worst comes to worst, then we just go up the river and hope that we can deal with the magical wards.
True, but if you fail and you're detected, and they know to look for you, then they might actually send something up there to. Even if you then got a seal, they might be able to stop you along the river regardless.
Well, we could order it the other way, get there, spend a couple days seeing if anyone can forge this seal, and then
It does seem
if we
safer.
can't, then try.
That does seem safer. Try to do it the quiet way, then go in loud. Well, is there anything you need from us before you leave? Well, I have matters to attend to here. I probably won't see any of you, if everything goes well. I probably won't see any of you until... Could be a while. You'll be able to send messages back to us. Presumably you have some sort of a way of doing that, Wizard?
Well,
Back to us or someone else here?
I mean, I can if he can.
yeah, one of us can.
Well, I will continue to work on trying to get the rest of these vessels you've raised repaired. And if we do have to do something about it, we can raise armies from Ice Guard and Wolverine's Crossing and see about making a crossing. But I don't have any hopes that would end well. We'll try, though.
Poorly.
We can still try, though, if that's what ends up having to happen. If that's the only way. Perhaps you'll find something else over there. We'll speak later, through messages. Farewell on your journey.
Good luck.
I don't think I need luck at this point.
That makes one of us.
What I could use is maybe another 20,000 men, and a few thousand tons of food. Let me know if you find any of that.
A decanter of endless food.
That sounds amazing. It just shoots cherries out of the end. In that case, yeah, okay, he will wave you off, and your boat will push off to make its journey across the Tainted Sea. At first, you're not sure that Kind is actually with you. But you're only a few hundred feet from the docks when you first spot strange glowing lights beneath the water following your vessel. The water is black, so dark blue that it looks like the world below you is shadow. Liquid flowing in waves. Once the waves of being near shore are gone, your journey is fairly calm, save for the thrashing of the oars. All is quiet. You travel for 7 days and 7 nights. And you weren't sure what to expect. Monsters, perhaps. The King's men, pirates. But none of these things ever come to pass. At least, not close enough to threaten you. Occasionally, you catch glimpses of things beneath the water. A scaled body passing by your vessel. You figure it must be the sea serpent, but when you look, you see the lights far off in the distance. A bump against the side of your ship. At night, some of you on guard will swear that the sky above you turns to a flat plain, and hands push through it, reaching down towards your vessel, only for you to snap awake and realize you fell asleep on shift. Strange lights dance in the distance. When the occasional storm does come, the gust of wind covers what sounds like beautiful singing, far, far away, being carried by the wind and the rain. Finally, on the morning of the 8th day, you spot the port of Black Wharf, having made your journey relatively uneventfully. Maybe a dozen ships, most of them river-traveling ships, are docked here. Men travel along the docks, moving crates on and off of ships, chatting and playing games, eating. Women walk along these stone paths, some of them selling fish, other things, fresh caught today.
Anybody selling fish tacos?
No.
That's why
No.
the women are selling them.
Aha. You drift close to the docks and pull in, tying yourselves to the docks and unboarding. You are greeted by absolutely no one. You would expect that maybe a dockmaster would come down to collect the toll, or to greet you, or something. But no one walks along the dock you're on now. The few that were on there quickly step up and, without any fuss, move what they're doing somewhere else. Black Wharf is a... what?
I was saying, so the question is, which plan do we follow?
Black Wharf is a relatively bustling city. Although it's small compared to the one you just left. where Breakwater had well over 1 million people when you first got there, Black Wharf has a permanent population of merely 30,000 people, according to the books Piper read.
I think we go for the we try and find the someone who can forge.
Okay, well, how would you intend to do that? As for the Reeve, the docks here kind of like you're at the docks are on the it would be like the southern edge of the city, they're near the Black River, and boats are tied up that you can basically go from here up the Black River or out into the Tainted Sea. Near that like joint, you can see one of the buildings, clearly better maintained than all the others in the row, has a sign over it it doesn't have anything written on it. It just merely has a picture of the king's symbol, the king's sigil, and a bag of coin. This is most likely the taxation office, and most likely where you'd find the Reeve. There are a number of inns, stores, and other buildings, houses, apartments.
So shall I burn my divine insight for the day on a forgery?
I'm not sure you can forge it.
The
Not
letter?
in that way. Oh, the letter.
Yes, a letter to attempt to get a legitimate one.
Presumably you could have done that on the way here.
Yeah, you could have done on the way there.
Yeah, so I just roll it for you.
Sure.
Anything you could try to do it in the style of the Arch Inquisitor. We still have his mask.
Can I take 10?
No.
On
And
forgery,
also,
no.
and also, you don't roll it. You give me your bonus, and I roll it for you. So you can PM that to me, or you can just tell it out loud.
The plus 16.
Okay. I rolled it for you. You forge a document. Looks pretty good to you. Looks really solid, dude.
Does
Before he
anyone have-
rolled a 1.
Yeah, does anyone have the skill to, like, try and verify this?
You mean forgery?
Yeah, basically.
Well, I think the reader. It all depends on the reader, because the reader probably gets some bonuses.
Are you doing that on the way there?
Yes.
Okay. Here, hold on.
Yeah, you can actually roll it when you are trying to discern whether or not it's real. Yeah, that is a definite forgery.
How obvious is it?
To you, to someone with your skill,
How bad is it, Doc?
I mean, at first glance, you almost missed it, but then you really started to read, and you realized you kind of like smile as you realize that he did a couple of things wrong. One, he put the way he spaced his lines is completely wrong. They would never write this spaced out. They would certainly try to conserve more space to save government money. And so there's no way that this is legitimate. Secondly, the seal, I guess he probably would have used like the seal of some minor noble or something from around Breakwater area. The seal is placed in the wrong area, as well as some other like minor typos and such that would make it look suspicious. It may not be flagged immediately as fake, but to you would worry that especially someone whose job it is to detect these sorts of things would probably not accept this.
So can we attempt this again?
There's also the fact you do kind of realize that also who's going to turn this into them. Because if someone turns this into them, yeah, exactly, Piper. If one of you guys turns this into them, they'll recognize who you are right away.
Presumably, it would be me.
Disguise.
But then again, the question is, how good is your disguise going to be compared to this guy's apparently ability to see through all falsehoods?
How much does the mask give?
I gave the stats to everybody who got a mask. I don't have it on the top of my head. It was either a 10 or a 20 to your disguise check. To a person, that specific person, yeah. As a person, that specific person, yeah, plus 20, I believe it was.
Something tells me, though, if we come in as the Arch Inquisitor, that while not as maybe damning as coming in as us, would still raise a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah. I was just wondering.
Because he's not supposed to be here, let alone transporting tobacco up the river.
He decided that breakwater was bust and got a new
yeah.
hobby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got bored, retired, you know? How's the wife going, Reeve? Oh,
So, Jace,
same old, she's undead.
Can we now re-attempt the forgery? Now that we have... Or can Baltazar attempt the forgery and I look at it?
That's totally up to you guys, what you want to do.
You want to try again, Baltazar?
I'll try and forge it.
Okay, what's your bonus?
You
You can PM if you want. It's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, and now can I roll to read it? To try to
Sure.
Thanks for
Sure. Well, Xander, yeah, this is a pretty obvious. This is a pretty obvious forgery. I mean, look at the wizard. Sure, he got the spacing right, and yeah, all right, the sigil's in the correct place, but he wrote it all in some fucking weird ass like blue wizard ink, and there's no way. Like everything else is literally perfect, but he wrote it in the wrong ink, and there's no way they would believe that this was written by a no. There's absolutely no way. They would never allow this in the bureaucracy. It's not proper to read. They only use black ink.
Are you being serious?
As someone who's worked in the bureaucracy,
I am making up a
sounds
reason. I am making up
very
a. You got a higher check than he did. I am making up a reason for why his forgery was incorrect because there's no like table for this. I just have to make it up on the spot. But yes, you didn't use the right color of ink. Oh my god, that's ridiculously obvious to you.
So basically, what you're saying is, both of us didn't necessarily roll poorly on the forgery. We just rolled better on the forgery check for the forgery.
How you interpret the results is entirely up to you.
Okay.
That being said, I will say that my forgery check, my bonus at the very least, is higher than yours.
Yeah.
So do you want to use yours and try it? You're the one at stake here.
Basically, I think we try it one more time, check it again. We have a week, see what happens.
Hey, Kine, do you know how to forge documents, dude?
I don't have hands.
Shall we?
Sure, let me just hold that pen in my mouth.
Each?
Oh, you say that, but he does have hands. Okay, which one of you is gonna be making a document?
I will.
Okay, I will roll it again for you.
I'm better at it than Xander. No offense to Xander.
Okay.
The problem is when he checks it, it's going to be harder.
Okay,
for him to
I
do
got
that.
I got your roll. I got your total bonus. And everything is I've been added up. I got your check. Xander, roll to check it. Oh no, yeah, this actually looks pretty spot on, dude. You're actually wait. You would have the intimately familiar bonus this time, wouldn't you? Because you've literally written like multiple of these documents.
This is the third draft.
This is literally like the fucking it's the third draft.
Intimately
You
knowledgeable.
get bonuses for yes.
He slept with that ink last night.
I I'm not going to include the handwriting is intimately known to reader because the fact is, you are not looking for like whether or not they detect it's Bulldozer's writing because they obviously don't know that. So the fact that you could detect that wouldn't matter. So I'm looking at the rest of it, and type of document is well known to reader. You get a bonus on. And that all being said, yeah, no, that looks pretty. This looks pretty good. You think this is definitely the one, dude? Like this looks best out of all of them by far. He did a really good job on this one.
Oh crap!
What?
Harry,
What?
have I seen a similar document to this before?
You personally?
Yes.
It's not a specific person. You need to have only seen a similar document before, and you get a +8 check. It's forged signature. You need an autograph for that person to copy. You get a +4 bonus in the check. Yeah, I would say you get a bonus from that.
Then add 4 to the total. Because I added in 4 instead of 8.
Yeah.
On accident.
Yeah. Well, the
By the way,
first
my roll was without any of those bonuses. I didn't do. Yeah,
I already added everything in for you. I just read over the scale. Yeah, I mean that's still this looks pretty accurate. This looks like it's right. Standard. From what you can tell.
I'm aware, Piper. We should try that first, and if it fails, then we have this.
Yeah. This looks like it's like it might work. Your biggest concern, obviously all of you, is that, you know, how often do they get people just coming up with like, oh, here's, you know, XYZ nobleman's or, you know, lord's signature, give me a free pass. How often does that happen? Because the whole point of this process and the reason this guy is supposed to be able to see everything is because he's how do I put this? This is the security. This is the TSA security check. Like if any, and basically they don't want criminals traveling up and down using the river. They want people smuggling things. They don't want up and down the river. So if you are a known criminal, if you've been arrested before, they'll know who you are. He'll spot that, and won't give you the pass, and will probably arrest you. So, how often do lords just say, skip that step? Because, I mean, hey, if you're showing up there anyway, couldn't you just buy one with money?
How much would it cost, do we think?
They charge you by, like, your cargo and such. There's, like, a flat rate, like a minimum, and then they charge you by the barrel. But with the amount of stuff that you have, given that you have 60,000 pounds of tobacco, and that's basically worth like 30,000 gold. That's how much money you guys are actually carrying with you in trade goods. They typically charge like a flat rate of like 5%.
So 1,500 GP?
Yeah, that sounds about right. For a one-way trip.
Hey guys, why not just buy a pass?
But you still have to buy it from that guy.
Yeah, but we have to do that in any way. If we cannot forge a thing, we have to do that anyway.
Yeah.
It seems a lot safer than letter of special exception.
Right.
Do it the proper way.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, now that you're actually in town, what are you going to do?
I think I would suggest taking Curious's advice and going to the seedier parts of the town and seeing what the local criminal element is like.
Okay. Heading north along the boulevard. People don't actively avoid you, but they're not very friendly either. Or in other places, they might even stop and say hi or tip their hat to you. People don't really pay much attention to you here. This place is far lower brow than what you're typically expecting. There are a couple of coffee houses and some of the nicer shops that sell things like perfumes and things. Souvenirs, the like. But traveling up the boulevards north, you start to
Can I
see.
roll gather information to try to find a good place that might harbor
Sure.
these individuals.
Sure. Yeah, you can roll that. You're gonna try talking to people on your walk around town. Yeah, just give me a total roll here. Okay, that's really good.
That's with divine insight.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Yeah, with that check, yeah, no. I really thought Xander just had a lot of ranks and gather information. Fuck you, like really. You you guys are walking up the road, and Xander kind of like stops for a moment, like, hey, hold on, and he turns and walks over to. There's like a fairly cheap stall that looks closed. There's like a sign on it that says closed, but a couple of gruff men are sitting there talking and drinking ale. There's like a small keg beside them, and they're just kind of like chatting. And he walks up, and while you guys are standing there, and he says something to one of them, and they look up at him, like looking immediately like repulsed. But you see, like he like reaches into his pocket and holds up like a small like shiny gemstone, and one of the guys like holds out his mug and he drops the gemstone into it, and the guy goes, and says something to him. Xander comes back about a moment later and tells you that going up north on the boulevard, there are plenty of like establishments that might be good, but there is one in particular. If you go just a little off the beaten path, a few blocks up to the east, there's an old rundown building. It looks closed, but it's not. It is it's an old place that has been used by pirates in years past, because there are ways into it, both secret in the city, like through an old abandoned building, and also through sewers down below.
By the way, we should
outside
not
of town.
all go into the building.
Yeah, obviously you're not going to talk about this out in public, but you're going to lead people out. Don't worry, I'm not going to screw you because of the GM's doing exposition. Many famous pirates have drank there in the past. It's a place called the Kraken's Beak. And it's a bit of a speakeasy. That would be probably the place if you're looking for, like, he basically, Xander will probably brag later that he basically just went up and asked, so if I wanted to get somebody killed, if I was looking for a way for someone who might know something about people having little accidents, where would I go? And that's where they send him to. So that would probably be the place to look for your forgery. Of course, the first thing when the mask is like, "Are you sure you're a priest?" And that's when he pulls up the gemstone.
Yeah, don't ask questions. I have coin.
Don't ask questions.
I mean, I'm not gonna walk around with my holy symbol out. I mean, it'd be like tucked in on my cloak and have
You are a level 10 cleric. People can tell you're a priest no matter what, Xander. It's kind of hard to hide.
Especially when you have divine insight blaring on all cylinders.
You know, praise the day, friends. I am here, a representative of the one and only void. The criminal element of this town. I'm just wanted to talk to you about. I just wanted to proselytize. I mean, speak with you about murder and raising from the dead as Morcantus has commanded. I mean,
Do you know a
Anyway.
place like that?
do you know a good place I can find some
I
criminals?
like how you sent Xander to speak with them rather than their.
He said he wanted to make a gather information check, and he made a really good check. So he got it right away. Anyway, you guys travel across town. The slums here are hardly any different than the ones you found back in Iceguard or Wolvern's Crossing. Yeah, you're on there for a week.
Star hours week or a
7 days. Save for, of course, the many, many seagulls that line the roofs and fly overhead, and the many, many seagull bits of excrement that line the streets, occasionally washed out by people with buckets of seawater. You find the place they're speaking of. It looks like at one point it was a fish cannery. It has long since been run down. You take the back entrance, as the man said, from the alleyway, and travel through the building and down into the basement. When you get to the door, you knock 3 times and open.
No more less.
Yeah, Valor Margulis and all that shit.
The password is swordfish.
The password is swordfish. And you find yourselves in a rather nice, well-lit inn. By all accounts, this place actually looks like it's a fairly average bar. A couple of people are playing cards in one corner, gambling on something on what appears to be 2 small, blinded mice having a fight to the death on another. Men are drinking. Men and women alike are drinking, laughing, making merry. A couple of people work the bars, and several barmaids and other servants carry drinks and plates of good food. Many of it seafood, of course. Back and forth from the kitchen to the tables. This isn't what you expected when you thought of a seedy establishment, but the Kraken's Peak is a top-notch place. And yeah, Phil, you can do that. Oh, we lost John for a moment. Oh, he's switching computers.
He's switching, yeah.
You find an empty table and take a seat. Some of the people in this bar you recognize from the armbands that they wear are members, probably former, of the pirate fleet that the Bloody Widow held together. A woman walking past drops a menu in front of you, and counts your heads before walking off.
Did the pirate queen say that she could get to Barrett's Landing?
Yeah, she knew somebody who could help you get there. Indeed, she said she could take you all the way there.
Okay. So I'm hearing is this would be a lot simpler if, like, Corey showed up.
If only.
Well, regardless, you're now sitting in a rather crowded bar underground, secreted away from the world above. What do you do? By the way, you should see the menu I put up there.
order a pint of rum.
I was gonna say, what do? You pick between the baked cod and the salted pork.
You don't want the crab stew?
Can't be that good if it's 1 silver piece.
It's stew.
That just means they add a little extra something to it.
It's stew. That's the thing. It's not
Yeah.
like a solid piece of meat.
It's got vegetables.
I will have the pickled herring.
Stuff.
Yeah. Feel free to write it off. I mean, everything there is essentially meal-sized. If you ordered the salted pork, it's not just like salted pork. It's the salted pork has been like taken out and like stewed, and added to like it's like mashed potatoes and something, and like everything is made up pretty nice. Those are just what you order.
The headliners.
The headliners, yeah. Each thing actually comes with something else. You'd have to ask your waitress if you wanted something more. If you ask for hard alcohol like rum, they'll be able to give it to you for. They have something for just the occasion if you want it. A special spiced rum. But the servant girl you're speaking to does warn you though that it's extremely heavy. and that
No,
doing
I'll
doing
get a
more
gallon
than
of ale.
probably a couple. I mean, yeah, it'd probably be better if someone of your constitution, she looks you up and down, someone of your constitution were to try something a little lighter, like the ale or perhaps the wine. They do have it in strawberry flavored, if you'd like. The rum is only for real.
Sold.
She'll pat Talarmus in the back. It's only for the rum is only for real men.
I'll have the rum.
I like her.
Can we keep her?
Careful, Xander might punch you.
Rum is for a shot of rum. It's 2 copper pieces, but well worth it. She says.
Chuck clutch.
Yeah, I'll get a shot of rum.
Yeah, I'll try this rum. Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, shit,
Well,
I'll try it.
We'll do this.
anyone who gets a shot of rum,
Everyone but Piper.
she would suggest that you just get a bottle of it. It comes in a plain brown bottle. With a big cork on top. She
And
plumps
before we're all outside puking while Piper's standing there shaking her head.
by the way,
I would be standing there drinking strawberry wine.
for a bottle which contains about 30 shots worth, she'll charge you 5 gold pieces.
That's fine.
That's what I figured.
Oh, I can't afford that.
The moment while she's still holding it in her hand, the moment
Well, Storm, you don't have to. The party has it.
the moment the cork comes out, you all get this like amazing. It smells like. It smells like the scent of tropical spices mixed with a beef stew and something else you can't quite place, maybe Christmas trees. It's strange and intoxicating. And when you bring it up, you bring up a glass of it to your nose, you can feel a burn traveling up your nostrils on your esophagus.
I slam it.
Your first shot. Roll me a fortitude save, anyone who takes a shot.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
This is where the nat ones happen everywhere.
Yep.
Close.
Okay, just the 3 of you?
Nah, hold on. Sorry.
He's casting like 14 different spells.
Oh, Jesus, the wizard beat me.
The wizard's an experienced old man.
Storm.
Isn't Charles drinking one too?
Yes, Charles, are you doing a shot?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. The first shot goes down for most of you with a very. It doesn't feel too bad at first, but almost the moment you feel it like slide down your throat and touch your stomach, an extreme burn wells up from the pit of your stomach and travels back up your throat. Your throat is on fire for a good long moment before it finally clears, along with your sinuses.
It's the moonshine.
Dracarys, however, does have a bit of a problem swallowing it at first. The strong taste, he kind of like doesn't shoot it down quickly enough, and ends up spitting out his first shot all over the table.
Such a waste.
Can I just roll bluff to convince them that I had something in my throat?
Sure.
Roll bluff.
And before he feels that too,
I mean,
he starts gagging.
it's very convincing. He obviously just so had to sneeze at the same time.
Roll to save face.
Yeah. Doing a second round for anyone, it doesn't require a fortitude save.
Really?
No, it doesn't actually. Now you understand what the experience is like. Taking it down is not a problem. It's not going to make you sick just doing a shot or two of rum. However, for those of you who take a second shot, that's when you start to feel it. Your vision begins to swirl a bit, and you feel like you're all right. But if you try to you reach out to take another shot or to pick up something, you can feel that you're very clearly becoming pretty dizzy. Piper is designated driver.
I have metal.
Actually, Meat will pat Draker's on the back. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, so you'll be feeling it much less than everyone else.
Yeah. I know where my limits are, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, you feel that if you probably did more than another shot of this, you'll probably start getting pretty fucking drunk. That's only on your third shot.
I want to find this magical liquor that gets you drunk in 2 shots.
No, you're not drunk yet. You're just feeling something. You're feeling a little heady, I guess would be the term.
A little
3
buzzed.
shots.
Yeah, 3 shots. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is magic. It's just D&D, motherfucker. It also smells kind of like like tropical spiced beef stew. So it's, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is a
Why you
drink
guys-
for getting drunk.
While you guys are doing shots, one of the men from the table of pirates you recognize stands up with a thunk, a hollow thunk, and walks over with one peg leg, and sits down and takes a seat at the table. Ah, so you finally made it. I recognize all of you. You were the ones who were fighting with us way back in Breakwater, weren't you?
You're one
Well
into
spotted. Yes.
Friends of that queer fellow, the strange foppy one. What did they call him? Big, tall, brown hair.
Curious?
Sure.
Yeah, Curious. Friends of Curious, aren't you? I didn't expect to see you here anytime soon. What brings you all the way here? Don't tell me. You're invading. No?
Well,
The 6-man army.
let's.
You're right.
Let's-
Let's have a drink first. He calls the barmaid over. A round of ale for everybody and a glass of wine for the lady.
Strawberry.
Well,
please.
let's slow down a little bit there.
Oh, come on! Don't you want to have a good time? Come on, everybody.
No,
we
not
haven't
that.
seen each other in a week.
The ale
2
is
weeks,
fine.
3 weeks. Oh, come on.
I meant your suggestion.
What?
We would like to get up the river.
Well, you just need a boat for that.
We have a boat.
Well, then why don't you just travel? Oh, you mean you need a seal? At this point, the drinks will arrive.
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't eaten yet, let me recommend absolutely fucking nothing on the menu. It's all garbage. No, he says this. The barmaid and gives him a look. Oh, I'm just fucking with you. Of course, no. Everything's great, especially Margaret's. Back in the kitchens makes a wonderful crab stew. Every 3 weeks. You get smack on the back of the head, and
Sounds like a delight.
no, it's made fresh every day.
If that day is every 3 weeks. Every third Tuesday of the month.
The stew is wonderful anyway. But if you're looking for a seal, you're going to have to head up to the taxation office, aren't you? And meet with the, 100-eyed freaks.
100 eyes.
Well, more like 12, but a lot.
Sounds about right.
You've never met
1 to 50.
the Reeve.
No.
The man here.
And Reeve.
Well, that's. If you're thinking about the one during the battle, he's from somewhere else. Most of them
Clearly.
are pretty normal people, but not here either. The man in charge of the office here, he's not really a man at all. Neither is the one up at Beereth's Landing. They've been here for quite a long time. They don't really change out very often. They have quite a few differences from ordinary people. The one here has a dozen eyes, floats magically, He can fly and shoot laser beams out of his eyes. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
Sounds like you've never seen a wizard.
Yeah, good point. But some sort of magic made this person creature. They call them beholders. There's a number of them there. Yes, a number. That's right, Sander.
Well, how did your captain, commandant, whatever title she used, make it up the river? She said she could get all the way to
Well, we did
Your
for the most
Land.
part. Occasionally, she would have some things smuggled up, special deliveries and the like. For that, there was one man. Strange folk with a strange accent. A man named Angus McCormick. Used to be a wizard back in the day. Trained at some wizarding academy back in Breakwater and served under the king for a while. Lives off on his own little private island. I'm here wizards are prone to do that. Private islands, floating houses, underground lairs, you know.
It comes with the territory.
But he hasn't been seen in quite a few years. A few people have gone up and tried to get some favors done from him to buy his services and such. But no one has been able to. No one has gone there and made it back in any recent history. They say the place is haunted, that some sort of strange experiment brought fear itself.
And this island is out in the Tainted Sea?
It's actually right by land. A little north of here.
Oh, so it's Angus McCormick.
Yes. I have a bit of a thick accent myself. Anyway, yes, a little place, an estate, a manor, off on a small island just to the north. There's a bridge out there. You could walk that way or take a carriage or something. Rent a carriage or buy one. Take it up there. If you really wanted to, but... Well, I suppose if anyone's going to be able to make it, it'd be you. Given everything you've done. I mean, hey, I'm one of what? A couple hundred that survived? A couple hundred of my own crew that survived the storm, and you all, every one of you made it. You must be made of tough stuff. But you can count me out of anything going up north. I have no interest in meeting the devil himself or any of those things, or any real krakens. I'll stay here and drink away the riches I've earned.
Okay.
What do you mean avoided? What do you mean avoided copyright?
Do you know what McCormick is?
The
McCormick?
Spice Company?
Yeah, I know that.
It's also a last
Angus
name.
McCormick.
It's also a last name.
I've never heard of any person called Angus McCormick. So what? Because Johnsonville makes bratwurst, I can't name anything Johnson anymore. Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
that would be
Angus.
Johnson and Johnson.
When
Making it.
I came up with a lot of these names, I get on big like name generators, roll like 1,000 names, and then just pick out first and last names I want off of them, and then put them together, and then just get this. This just sounded best. I have a list of Scottish names I generated.
The image that came to mind was Doug Dimmadome.
Don't know who that is. But
You know the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
well, I could give you directions up north if you wanted to go visit him.
That would be wonderful.
All right. Sure. I'll draw you a map tomorrow, but for tonight. I say we get shit-faced and talk about old times and about killing the king's men. He raises his glass, and turns to the whole and screams out to the whole tavern. These people right here are here to fuck the king right up his arsehole. What do you say to that? And everyone raises their glass. Ah! The strange little rats on the table like turn and run and scurry into a corner of their strange little cage match on the table, while everyone bangs on the table and raises their glasses.
We'll wait.
And and he'll point to Talarmus. And the paladin here says he's buying the next round on him. Everyone cheers again, even louder this time.
What a nice guy.
That'll cost you 20 gold pieces, Talarmus.
I got you, Talarmus.
Wizard my purse.
Wizard my purse.
Well, out of the party treasure we get, I've been taking 1,000 GP out of it each time, or refilling up to it. So there's 1,000 GP for spending on stuff like this.
Yeah, I figured.
It's almost like I planned.
Well, you are a wizard. That's all you do.
That's how I get everything. You finally got it. The Inquisitor is actually the nickname for a minor league women's
women's
basketball.
baseball.
Yeah, women's softball team from fucking Taiwan. Duh. That's for the pitcher. They call it the Inquisitor because
No such thing as Taiwan. It's China.
Oh! No, I'm sorry. I live in the United States of America. Okay, and we recognize Taiwan.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
Diplomatically, we do, even if we don't officially recognize them as a country otherwise.
No, you recognize that Taiwan is a part of the People's Republic of China.
Not that I recall. But we're not here to discuss this. You can correct me later. Yeah, such a racist name. They never knew the Danish people were so racist. Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the rest of the night is spent partying and drinking. Any of you who drink more of that rum are guaranteed to get shit-faced if you drink enough of it.
I
doesn't
will
take very-
have some more.
Charles,
It
you can
sounds
actually take your
delicious.
pants off this time.
There are accommodations that they will point you to that are relatively safe and clean. And you stay there for the night. In the morning, I'm assuming you guys are going to be getting a carriage and heading north, right? Well, carriage or two.
Wait, so we're going across the ocean or what?
There's a bridge.
There's a bridge to where you need to go.
Yeah. We'll hire a carriage, I suppose.
Sure, not a problem. You can get one with horses that they will. There will be carriage drivers who will take you north. We'll
The
take a
wizard
couple.
will pay.
Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive. Given where they will tell you that they can take you up to the within a few hundred feet of the bridge, but they're not crossing it. Period. End of sentence.
That's fine.
Okay. They will probably. They'll charge you given it's only about I don't know 5 miles north of the city, so they'll charge you probably, and because it is a fairly dangerous area, they'll charge you a little more. So you're basically paying about $1 per mile, so 5 silver there and 5 silver back, so gold when they take you out there. Not really a problem, but if you're gonna want them to stay, they're gonna start charging you extra money every night that they stay there. So you head out in the morning, and by noon, you have made it to the water's edge. An island across a small weathered bridge hosts the manor. You can see as you approach a shed in the back, along with a patch of what it looks like to be either some sort of gourd. The manor probably hosts dozens of rooms, and has 2 stories. And if it's anything like most other places you've been to, a large basement, because that's where all the spooky stuff goes down. With the warm sunlight beating down on you, the warm late spring sunlight, it feels welcome. Almost. It's going to be the mid-June, almost mid-June at this point. It's been about 6 weeks and a day. So
And I haven't transformed in like months. It's amazing.
You
It's
do.
weird.
you do, but now you have control over it now. We've discussed that.
Did
Uh,
we?
Yeah, we did. You have control over it now. Yeah, I had a whole talk with you like a few months ago, actually, like before my school even ended. Regardless, with the warm summer sun beating down, it looks, well, almost summer. It actually looks pretty welcoming. You can see from this place doesn't really have any windows, which is a bit concerning. But through some of the boards, you can see the cracks in the boards and such. You can see lights inside. There is no movement that you can tell.
Can you do me a favor?
You get out of the carriages and cross over the bridge. The bridge is only maybe 50 feet long and about 10 feet, maybe a little less wide. Here you go. So you can cross it almost 2 by 2. And you find yourselves beside the mansion.
Oh yes, more diagonals. Excellent.
Deal with it, nerd.
Is there any sand on this?
Not
right
really.
Here?
No.
It's just not particularly, no.
Good thing you have a whole pouch of it, just in case.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
His pockets.
Yeah, I think I put keys at all the places where there should be doors. So the only exception to that is I did not put keys on the inside of things that are like very small rooms that you could only access from outside them. So you can, there's no need to have keys inside. You already know that they're doors because you've been inside of them.
Do we see anything just walking up, like any people, any lights on?
You
Windows?
see some lights through like cracks in the boards in small areas, but some coming from somewhere deep within the house. Yeah, you'd have a difficult time going this way because there's, at that point, the cliff kind of ends. You would fall down into the water.
Okay.
Was
Where
there
the
a front door?
Where did the wizard go? Oh, there he is. He's actually still back. The front door is here. You can see there's like a little key there. It's not always easy to see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
it
yeah, I
is.
can see it.
You get a strange feeling that you're not that you're not alone. Something is watching you. You can't tell from where.
Can I check the upper windows for anything spooky?
There are no windows.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a house with no windows.
Is there a reason why it's dark right here, where I am right now?
It's not totally dark, is it? It's just darker, right?
It's just darker.
Yeah, because the sun is. Oh, I try. I can't do it perfectly, but essentially, the sun is coming from over here, up there on the top left part of the map. So that's how I did it. You're right. This is the dark half of the island. There's still enough light that you can see, but it's a little darker.
It's totally dark right here, where I am right now.
Totally dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could fix that later. I could see. I see what you're talking about. It's not really a big deal. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. If you want, ooh, look, there you go.
Well, rather than like arguing
Yeah.
about the dynamic lighting, can we
Yeah.
go and knock on the door?
Sure. We'll walk up. The door's right here.
Well, I'm asking the wizard mostly because he's the wizard.
Bang, bang, bang.
Okay. You knock on the door. And
that.
nothing answers. But the door slowly begins to creak open. Because of course it does. In the foyer.
Hi, I have a
Foyer.
flaming hammer.
Yeah, I will actually stop for a moment and I will equip you with the flaming hammer.
I have
great.
ebon eyes.
Oh god, there you are.
I have a torch.
I will give you a flaming hammer. It's light like a torch.
Little torch
Okay.
hammer.
Meat will have the torch. How about that? Probably more efficient when you think about it.
Yeah.
Let me describe the room, and I will give the wizard ebon eyes. Not all players see light, and I'll just give you that. Okay. Anyway, entering the foyer. There is a cracked door to the left. A couple of doorways to the like ahead of you, essentially up here. So I'll just refer to them by cardinal directions, even though these are not the cardinal directions the island is on. So the north, you see two doors, both closed. To the west, you see two doors. One of them is open. They both lead to the same room, apparently. Just a crack. And lying on the floor is the skeletons of numerous dead animals, including a horse. Lying among them is what appears to be a massive rat. Its entrails are spilled out on the floor.
This doesn't sound creepy at all.
I need a
As well-
torch.
Yeah, I will give you one. As Balthazar goes to walk past the rat and he kind of like looks down on it, it suddenly jumps up and scampers away, leaving its entrails behind.
Oh, look. An undead rat.
He didn't
And
need those.
It runs out this way.
Quick, rebuke it, rebuke it.
You know, as much of an affection as I have for wizards who will go and create their own private, hideaway, as I intend to do, although much less hidden, why can't the rest of people who enter into my profession be like normal people with normal houses, and not undead rats?
You don't like his welcome mat of a horse skeleton and a zombie rat?
This is actually pretty great. I might base my thing here.
Charles!
You're
Stop-
special,
Stop
too.
for a moment as I'm going to describe what Charles sees. Charles, you walk into this, you start approaching this room, and you see, as you walk down the hallway, there are a number of glowing candles, all lit, floating around in like a circular pattern in the room.
Is that all that's in the room?
There is what appears to be like a table with playing cards on it. Game. You can see there were apparently 3 people playing at this table. Just as you're approaching, you can tell that there are probably 3 people playing at this table. But you can't tell what the cards have on them. But as you go to approach closer, lights die one by one, and the candles drop to the ground.
I'm going to suggest we go right when searching this place.
One of the wax candles, smoke still ascending off of it, just trailing off of it, rolls up to your feet and bumps
I
into your
am-
boot.
Also going to suggest that if we find anything valuable, leave it where it is until... I don't think our host, who we want to get a seal from, is going to appreciate us stealing from him.
Yeah.
Also, we have locked Xander out. He
I-
is
Okay, among the
he's the dark.
because he doesn't have a light. He can cast light on himself, so I will quickly do that for him. Anyway, back to this. Anyway, on the
You
table.
want to do that to me too while you're doing it?
On the table. There are 3 hands of poker, as well as a number of fish skeletons. They look like they were consumed at some point, a long time ago.
So, who was winning?
Well, of the 3 hands, one has a number of nonsense cards and 1 pair, 2 fours, 1 of clubs and 1 of hearts. Another hand is absolutely nothing. The 3rd hand has 5 aces.
What? Somebody's a cheater and plays with bugs.
What suits?
Of the aces,
Yeah.
all 4 aces are represented, except that there is also all 4 suits are represented, except there are 2 aces of hearts.
Okay then.
So just a little bit of cheating. Cool.
I will tell you right now, the floor. If you go, are you going to go to the upstairs?
I
Yeah.
was about to ask about that.
Sure. You feel like a cold draft coming down the stairs as you stand at the base of them. If you ascend the stairs, you'll find that the roof is missing, gone. Almost as if something came by and sliced it off neatly. This was probably an attic at some point, but there's nothing stored in here now.
Alright, I'd suggest we go north.
Yeah, there is a key, door, rather, that leads this way. Okay. You can see 2 doors in here at the end of this hallway. One heading west and one heading north.
Who does this?
North or
Uh,
west?
What do you guys think? I would say north. Try and get a perimeter and then work our way in.
Yeah, that works.
North.
We
You
left
open
the
the
door
door.
behind in the entrance area.
You left many doors behind.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Actually, there was one I forgot to mark. Sorry. Let me just go real quick and just fix that, because I can do that really quickly.
Yeah, that
What?
entire hallway
That'd
we were
be
in
hard.
has doors.
Yeah, that's why I say do a perimeter and then cut in. Because all the doors we pass by lead either west or further inward.
Wait, can
Whereas
you guys can see all these keys, right? Did I put a
Yes.
oh my god, did I put all these keys on the fucking GM layer? Yes, I did. Oh my god, that explains everything. Oh wait, are they in the token layer? Where are they? Oh, where the fuck are they? They're on the token layer. Okay, that explains a lot. Well, I can fix that. I'm on the well, you are on okay. These 2 are keys. I need to go onto the map layer, and let me just move you out of the way for a oh wait, I actually just got it. Map layer. There we go. Now they should be appropriately where they need to be. I was wondering, like, can you actually see the fucking keys? Yeah, you can. They're just all, for whatever reason, on the fucking token layer.
we can see the keys here. Are there other keys in this hallway?
Yeah, there's 2. You should be able to see 2, right?
Yes, I'm standing on top of both of them.
Yeah, good. Okay, then that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, we were willing to open the door to the north, right?
Yes.
Okay. You open the door. Inside the room, you step inside. This room is full of many cuts of meat, all of which look extremely fresh, as if someone just cut them up moments ago. Fresh blood drips out of the ends of chicken legs, lamb chops, and beef heads. The eyes of the cow laying on the floor follow you as you step in.
Is Sander, you might want to enable push to talk. You've got a ton of white noise.
And blood begins to seep like little maple syrup blood waterfalls slowly coming out of the cuts of meat lying around the room and pooling on the floor.
Hey, Chuck, you have detect magic, right?
Yeah, I'll use that.
Nothing magical.
Okay. So it actually is fresh. It's not preserved somehow.
Though a lot of blood, too much blood is coming out of this for it to be natural. There's no way this is natural.
West.
Okay.
There's no doors out of here, right?
Hmm?
No doors, right?
No, not out of there. Sorry, give me one moment.
Corridor.
I figure we can go back through this but detect secret doors after we...
Okay. I will open up the door for you. This room is fairly well lit, at least on the southern end. There's a door, actually, did I not? Put that in. There are open doors to the south, as well as closed doors that probably lead back to the floor you originally came in on. A skeletal body rests near the furs in the center of the room. Right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Its eyes are still intact, and inside of its skull. Are you taking a closer look at it?
Yes.
Okay. You reach down. You kneel down next to it, and give it a closer look. You can see that this body, every part of this body looks as though it's probably 100 years old, except for the eyes, which are bloodshot and wide open. This body's a skeleton. Doesn't even make sense for there to be eyes in it. Almost as if someone plucked the eyes out of an actual corpse and put them in this. As you go to take a closer look at it, the eyes turn up and look at you, and the body suddenly disintegrates. It turns into 100,000 tiny, swarming things, which all begin to disperse around the ground, some of them crawling up your arm as you pull back and bat them off of you. A buzzing sound fills the room.
Why does it have to be swarms?
As a massive swarm of red wasps takes flight.
Oh no.
Roll initiative.
Hooray.
Where is Xander? Oh, he's back at the entrance. Oh, he must have like gone away, I guess, for a bit.
Do what?
Are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. I'm gonna add you to the initiative. Balthazar, what'd you get?
36.
There it is. Wasp's got a 15. They rolled real bad. Husk.
5.
Yay, you might survive. Charles.
Doubt it, it's a swarm.
Yeah, true.
17.
And Piper is on the initiative, and Xander gets 15.
15.
With a total bonus much less than the wasps. So that is gonna be fixed. There we go. All right, Balthazar. This would be a knowledge arcana, by the way, to identify.
Okay, sure.
Nice. Wow. HD. Okay, well that's 12. Okay, so sure.
That's a lot of facts.
You get a lot of facts. Yeah. So you get like whatever 5, I guess facts would be. Just short of 6. Okay. Well, first of all, you would you know all basic swarm traits, and traits of magical beasts.
Weapons are useless.
First of all, like basic things like they're immune to normal weapon damage. Hell wasps, in particular, are very resistant to fire. That is one of your 5 facts. They have a strong poison that slows and will eventually paralyze the people it attacks by draining their ability to move with acuity. Also, a large number of hell wasps together form a hive mind, giving them an actual intelligence score and the ability to be affected by mind-affecting things, except when they get too hurt. If they are extremely hurt, then they are going to be unable to. There'll be too many of them dead, and they won't be able to think like that anymore. They do a lot of damage, and they're real fast. I ran out of things to tell you.
Okay, that's fine.
They are about thumb-sized wasps, except their carapace is gleaming black with ruby red stripes. They have
Piper,
compound eyes that are iridescent green.
Piper, that would be long.
The one right there, his name is Jeff. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. You get one of those ones. Yeah, their poison's very good.
The conjuring would have gone away a long time
Suppose
ago.
this work is poison.
It's drain.
Well, yeah, but we had weeks. The cleric could have cast Restore at some point.
Yeah, you're fine.
Also, probably would have cast Remove Curse on me twice.
Yeah,
So I probably could just cast Lesser Restoration on her for a whole lot less.
yeah.
Either way, like, we had time.
Anyway, Wizard, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast Haste.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, good. It just deleted all of my Constitution stats now. Bye.
Charles.
I'm gonna go this way.
No way. Charles. There are bees! What do you want to do about bees?
So I don't really remember much of the swarm rules except they can't be crit.
Okay,
They can't be nothing.
They basically can't. They can't be nothined. Is a really good way to put that. Essentially, they're typically immune to a lot of like basic things. They can't take normal weapon damage. Impossible. They just don't take it. They have. Oh, also a wizard. You also would have known that they have damage reduction 10 magic. Not that that matters. And low light and dark vision, etc. They can spread out. And then also, if you begin your turn with a Hell Wasp form in your space, you must succeed on a DC 18/14 save or be nauseated because they distract you. They say, like, get him off me! Get him
How
off
does
me!
sand affect them?
Stop. Just stop.
Randy leaves the chat.
Angry! Correct. Yeah, no. Sand would... It could potentially affect them, but the big thing is that they can automatically just spread themselves out over a number of spaces. So they'd probably just basically spread out of the sand wall.
But can they get out of the sand wall, or do they have the strength?
I don't know. You want to find out, dude?
Be a entomologist and tell us.
Yeah, dude.
I cast it on Piper Square.
Yeah, that is what I was waiting for you to block the exit and just doom all of us to a bee death.
Well, it wouldn't doom all of
B
us.
test.
Wouldn't do
Basically, what it
me.
comes down to is, Charles, the best way to fight swarms is to hit them with area effect attacks. A fireball would normally be very good. Probably not as good against these guys. You can hit them with things like that do flaming or frost, because they'll do their full energy. You can hit them with a lit torch for very tiny amounts of damage.
Except
throw
they're
all
resistant to fire.
Mhm.
So that eliminates that.
Yep.
Eliminates the flaming, the torch, the alchemist fire, the fireball.
Yeah, if only had a way to like hit them and do like purely cold damage.
Yeah,
If only that existed for fighters.
yeah.
If only everyone would ignore all the cool items I put in the game and treat me like garbage.
If you are garbage.
That's
Let's be honest here.
Do any of your teammates want to give you any advice? Because honestly,
Protect yourself.
Still shock and grasp them.
Yeah, can I just shocking grasp?
I
well,
was gonna ask that. Can you target them with like
Mhm.
touch
Touch
spells?
spell.
you could indeed. Though the wizard would also be able to tell you that they are evil and extraplanar. So negative energy may not affect them. You're not sure. Charles, yeah, you could probably just,
It's not
Grasp.
negative energy, it's electricity.
He's a bug zapper.
You can hit
Bug
them with the bug
zapper.
zap. You can hit them with the bug zapper. You'd have to make a touch attack.
Yeah, he was, I think, referring to like the
What Drake was
Inflict
just thinking
spammers.
of doing. Yeah.
Yeah, they come from evil line. Like, so. Are you perhaps afraid of bees? Dude, the whole party is abuzz with excitement.
leave.
I can't. I can't leave, honey. I'm running the game. Okay. Yeah, we'll absolutely hit them on touch. You do 13 points of shocking grasp damage. Bzzz. You see a whole bunch of them as your sword cleaves through them. Drop out of the sky and hit the ground and like writhe a bit before dying. But
Does
still,
the vampiric affect them?
no, it does not. So, because they are immune to normal weapon damage, and that includes that. Because you don't do any normal weapon damage, so this vampiric doesn't actually trigger. Okay. Anything else, Charles?
Nope.
Their turn.
Bees.
Oh no, the music stopped. What happened?
Oh, stop.
Okay. They will separate into two distinct swarms and then begin spreading out. And this one, honestly, it's probably just easier if I just did this. They just have to be contiguous. Okay. Those of you who are within both of them, roll me fortitude saves. and take 7 points of damage.
What type of damage is it?
B damage.
Oh, good thing I have DR8B.
It is swarm damage, and DR does not count against it.
Why doesn't DR count against it?
Because it doesn't. It's just a swarm trait.
Okay, I see.
If you have DR8B, the Bs would penetrate the DR.
Yeah, that's not how DR works, Xander.
There you go. Okay. Anyone who fails, anyone who got less than 18, less than 18,
Gee, I wonder who that is.
take 2 points of dexterity damage. Don't be mad at it. Be mad about it. As you're stung hundreds of times by tiny little wasps. We have so many solutions to this. Xander.
What's
Yeah,
to
can
be?
we not have like this song on loop for like forever?
Okay, we'll only do it for forever minus 1 minute.
This might be worse than the fucking flame skull music.
It might be worse.
Stop.
I'll just cast prayer for now. So everybody gets +1 to their saves, attack, and damage, and skill checks. And
well-
then theirs are all reduced.
Roll me a fortitude save.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Where are you at? Oh, you never were in the swarm, were you?
Not anywhere near.
Oh yeah,
Because
okay. Yeah, you're
swarm.
fine. Never mind. Sure, you cast prayer. Yes, Storm. Very common. Okay, sure, you cast prayer. Drake Rest.
I will 5-foot step over here. I should probably have him take.
Sure, but before both of you make fortitude saves. For the worst part of the storm.
Me. Character sheet. Stats.
You both make it. What about Bartok?
Oh,
Isn't meat
Don't-
just straight immune to poison?
yeah, he probably is. No, this is nausea.
Yeah, he is
This
immune.
isn't poison.
Yeah, this isn't the poison. This first part is not.
Well, he's immune to nausea too.
Yeah,
Welcome to
right.
the
Meat
game.
is fine. Yeah, meat would be fine. Bartok is not.
I don't know. He's extra planner.
You can still be bit, fucking stung by bees, dude.
No, he can't.
He can eat the bees.
He can also fly up to the ceiling. So.
You can extend up to the
plus
ceiling.
three.
Not a problem.
Oh no, Bartok, what have you done?
Bartok is nauseated.
How
He
sad.
can only take a move action, so he can follow you. That's it. That's his turn.
And I cast Kelgo's Grave Mist with negative level attached.
Okay.
Centered like here, I guess, so it actually like hits everything. They're all fatigued. I think they get some sort of save for that.
Hold on a minute.
No, they don't get a save. It's spell resistance.
They don't have spell resistance.
No,
However.
so they don't get a save. And they take 6 cold damage.
Okay, they will take the cold damage. It's an area of effect, isn't it?
It is an area of effect.
That will be especially effective against them. And they also take a negative level, as they can be affected by that.
I'm surprised.
Okay, anything else?
No, I can't really do anything else.
Piper. Roll me a fortitude save.
Oh,
You make it. You may,
Wow.
yeah.
wow. I have no plan. Bye forever. Can I actually? They can't attack me, can they?
No. They just do damage by being in your square. They don't take attacks of opportunity, nor do they provoke them.
Follow the wizard's example. I literally cannot do anything, guys. So
Are you singing?
it won't add to your shocking grasp or Keldor's grave mist.
It would
Well, that's
actually
my
Actually,
attack.
it
shocking
would.
grasp.
And when you add to the shock, yeah.
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
weapon-like spells get it.
Yeah. You're actually making a touch attack and it still counts as a weapon, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that. So it would add to like inflect as well.
Add to what?
Inflect.
Yeah, absolutely. You get the
I
bonus.
had no idea. I would have
Only
done
when
like an
doing
extra.
damage.
Not to attack? Yeah, as long as you're doing
No,
damage.
no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not
It would
healing.
Not healing, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured.
Oh, by the way, it's a +5 now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yay!
Husk.
I'm gonna be right back.
Husk, what you got?
Ugh. As the one that can truly do absolutely nothing.
Well, after this turn, I can't do anything.
Well, you do technically have to make a check now. Fortitude save. I mean, you literally have to roll one. You fail. You fail. You're done. You're so good, you fail.
There's my nat 20.
I should just do this. There you go. This is even easier. And then make that.
So bad. Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else?
Like, there is one thing I could do, and everyone would hate me.
Why you have to be made?
Follow the wizard's example.
Run! Everyone's like, no.
Can you at least shut the door on your way out? Is there a door?
No, because I
I think
intend
the
to
plan
shoot
was a
through it.
fireball to go in.
You know,
no.
did you know that the fear of wasps is known as spexophobia? Spexophobia. It's kind of weird. Fear of the dark is nyctophobia. Balthazar, it's your turn.
Yeah,
Why you hiding, man?
is only game.
Against the one here?
Yeah, against the one closest to me.
Sure, magic missiles hit it. And explode, and a whole bunch of wasps fall down dead. Charles, roll me a fortitude save. You are fine. The wasps are swarming all over you, but you're able to focus and attack.
So, the bardic, like, do all of the buffs apply to spell damage as well?
Yeah, as long as it's like a targeted spell, so like you're hitting someone with like shocking grasp, and yes, it would add to attack and damage. It's +5 right now.
Also prayer.
Prayer would also add to attack.
Oh, is prayer up?
And haste.
Yep, it's another one to attack. So you get a total of +7 to attack, +5 to damage.
+6 damage.
Prayer doesn't add the damage.
Yes, it does.
Nuh-uh.
You're a failure
Plus
of a
1 attack,
cleric.
plus 1 damage. Let's see.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Attack, damage, skills, and saves.
Nice.
I think it doesn't add to his AC.
Okay. It also gives -1 to other
It
things.
gives its reverse to.
And the Hellwasps get it. It doesn't really matter because they do swarm attacks. They can't miss. They don't even roll. So Chuck, what you gonna do?
They do get -1 damage though.
Yeah, they do get that. That's true.
I will kill you. I will kill you dead.
Why you try to be bad is only game.
That hits. So you can roll the damage. They're very hard to miss. For people of your level, at least. That's much better. Nice.
So I guess last round it should have been another additional 7 damage.
No, because Piper had sung it.
Well, then just 2.
Where's the 2 coming from?
Just 1.
Knowledge devotion and whatever else was.
Yeah.
And prayer.
Oh, knowledge devotion you hadn't added in. Okay. Sure. How much damage would you have gotten from knowledge devotion?
2.
5, 6, 7, and then 8 from. Okay. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. I will. You're good because you did an extra damage. You would have done extra damage last turn. And you did 1 less this turn. So okay. And actually, I had to add just 2 more rather knowledge division. Never took away that. Gotcha. Okay. Their turn.
Shouldn't they? Because there's only 2 swarms. Shouldn't they both be taking damage at the same rate?
These ones are all part of the, basically they're okay. Yes, but essentially, okay. I don't know how to explain this properly because I just can't manage that many tokens. So the way I've just been doing it is
The main ones are taking damage.
each one
Yeah, okay.
they can
That's fine.
they can fill up to 8 squares.
Yeah, I was just making sure we weren't fighting 3 swarms.
No, each one can take up to 8 squares. Here like this. But they have
They'd
to be continuous.
Yeah.
But they have to be continuous. Yes. Actually, wait. Actually, it'd be better if I did it that way. And this one could do 6.
So I can't do wall of sand diagonally, but swarms? That's no problem.
Come at me, bruh.
And actually, technically, they wouldn't take up that 1 square in the bottom left corner of that big 4x4. I'm just not going to bother breaking it up into 4 separate swarms. So they'd actually have 1 more thing. 4, 5, and then 6, 7 for covering meat, and then
Oh
8.
wow, I just had a massive deja vu. Have we had this conversation before?
Yes. Anyway, everybody, roll fortitude saves and take.
Ah, not everybody. Meat is immune.
He still takes the swarm damage.
Yeah, but he's immune to the poison.
Correct.
Wait, did one of them get down to me?
Yes.
And
Okay,
would
the
Bartok
screen
be
is kind of
affected?
black.
And would Bartok be affected if he's flown up to the ceiling?
No, I guess not. So they now have to spread thin, but that swarm does. Balthazar. You're gonna take your worst enemy, ability damage, 6 dexterity damage. Wow. It's only gonna affect him for basically a few
6 turns.
Yeah, 6 turns until he eats it all away, but hours. The rest
6
of you are
damage.
5. The rest of you are fine. And that is her turn.
How
Swarm
much damage
damage.
it would take?
That was the sworn damage. It did 6 damage. It was with the -1 included.
Oh.
I already did that. Yeah. You can, if you roll up, you can scroll up, you see it.
Yeah, the more annoying part about this for me is I'm losing my temp HP.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't heal that back.
Xander, it's your turn.
Are they living?
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
So 5 step here, and I'll profane life leech.
Sure, roll it.
The only AoE I have. Take 4 damage, you assholes.
And half again, so 6. Indeed, they are affected by negative energy. And yeah, this move will be affected too.
Oh, they are affected by native energy? Oh, that makes
So
everything much
I'm
easier.
double full.
Drinkers.
42 saves. Did we agree meat is immune to nausea?
Yeah, they're immune to nausea and all that crap. But meat is a nausea. It's a meat as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
just make it. You're fine. Bardock is naked though. Oh yeah, he's flying up.
No, he's flying. 5-foot step there. They take 5 cold damage, you piece of shit. Oh, have they suddenly like shrunk? Oh, okay. And since they're now taking negative energy damage, I will do some of that as well. Sure, we'll burn a 3rd level spell, I suppose. So what is our total bonus to attack then?
5. 6 from 7. So 7 total. 7 total. Because you have to
Including
include
for
prayer and
non-believers?
Yeah, it's just non-believers.
No, has he casted that?
No, he cast prayer.
Yes,
And
Yeah,
cast
prayer.
haste.
that's what I
and
was
then
asking, because he
Brandon
has a
saying,
bunch
so
of weird,
seven.
dumb spells.
It's 7. Total is 7 to attack.
Okay.
And then 6.
Really touch attack. Is that touch?
Yeah.
Make a will save, I suppose, against inflict moderate wounds. With Fell Drain attached.
Will save. Sure. Bzzz.
I was gonna ask, like, does the DC go up when you meta magic it? But
No.
I somehow doubt they'd succeed. Oh, so the cast level doesn't actually go up?
No, there's this. No. Your caster level never goes up. It's just based off of your caster level, no matter what the spell level is. The spell level only goes up if you use the heightened level.
Yeah, okay.
There's a specific meta magic for it.
2d8 plus 10. Take 18 points of damage and get another negative level.
Fuck you.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're a hunk of meat, but no.
Piper. Bzzz. Roll me a fortitude save.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get lucky 3 turns in a row. There's only 2 turns actually.
You make it.
Holy shit. Okay. I have no idea what to do.
Fly, be free.
Fly.
Fly, be free. And while Piper panics and does what she's going to do, what about you, Husk?
I mean, you could throw in a foot cushion at them.
Is that
And people who can't do anything at Nova.
I would say try and.
Fly. Be free.
Yeah, Husk. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I've literally got nothing I can do.
I'm a
Yeah,
roll your fortitude save, dude. You can roll 1. Second top.
I can't really see a door, but I'm just getting the hell out of there.
There you go.
Yeah, you make it. Balthazar makes it too.
Problem solved.
All right. GM adjudication time. It's everyone's favorite time. I'm going to move to there. And then I'm going to cast Fire Shield. Now, Fire Shield says anyone...
Are you doing the lawnmower?
anyone who hits me with a melee attack is going to take some cold damage.
Where the fuck did you go?
I've moved over 2 spaces. I'm in the doorway.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm in the middle of the swarm.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I take it I would just do damage to them if they're occupying my square and swarming me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that. Concentration, I take it?
Yeah.
That's probably good.
You're fine.
15 cold damage.
Ugh. Charles, roll me a fortitude save, buddy. Dudley boy. Yeah, I just made sure that every single enemy in this entire dungeon has nothing but is either a swarm, incorporeal, or has DR like 110.
I have no problem with the corporeal things.
I have no
Or
problem
the,
with
or the
swarms.
DR. Or the DR.
Also, by the way, out of curiosity,
You're fine, Charles.
can swarms attack other swarms?
Presumably, yes, by occupying each other's squares.
So if I cast Insect Plague,
It's not going to work. They're going to be dead too soon.
I mean, you could. So, Chucky, what you gonna do, buddy? That will hit. God damn it, he kills it. You're able to. You begin slashing through the hell wasps, cutting them down until only a few, only like a handful, like a few dozen or 100 remain, and they all scatter to the wind. Hell wasps.
math me. They have to be. Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say?
Why would you do that though? Beat is immune.
He's not immune to the swarm damage.
Oh, okay, I suppose not.
But come back.
I'll mow the lawn.
Okay, so I need fortitude saves from Solarmus and Dickweed.
Oh,
Good job. Both make it. Wow, you both make it. You do, however, take damage.
Oh, now.
Take 8 points of damage. The most they've done so far.
It's almost like they're cheating.
Xander, your
I'd
turn.
still like to know what the rationale is for them bypassing my DR, but
Because they are magic wasps.
my DR requires it to be magic and bludgeoning.
They will ram you with their fucking wasp-ass foreheads, dude.
Here,
That's not how
let
wasps work.
me post.
I'm
the
genuinely
relevant-
curious. I'm not arguing.
Let me post the relevant thing in the chat.
Bees!
That is
I
a
guess
stupid
I will
reason.
just cast another. I don't really have anything I can do. I'll just move, I guess, over here and give Charles a pep talk. Do it, buddy. Hit him right there and shock him.
They're almost dead anyway. The one under me has really low health, and I assume that's the one that's been taking all the damage.
Yeah, Kelgor's Grave Mist and the Fire Shield will take them out, probably.
Where are you touching me?
No, not touching you. I'm giving you a pep talk.
I'm sorry, I'm just so used to the necromancer touching me.
Should we discuss that in private later?
Show me on the doll where the necromancer touched you.
Bring it to confession next time.
Anyway, is it my turn yet?
Yes.
Kelgor's Grave Mix. Well, I suppose first I have to make it. Hey, I
You
failed for
failed.
once.
You are nauseated.
What does nauseated mean?
You can only take a move action.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
I'll
one
move
of the
out then.
nastier debuffs.
Yeah, take 3 damage, you piece of shit.
From the Kelgors.
Yeah.
Okay. And half again, so 4. Okay, anything else?
No, I can't do anything else.
Piper? Doody doot doot doody doot doot. Polaris? Get off of me, bees!
Oh wait, I lied by the way. Arcadi will ready an action to use inflict light wounds on them if the fire shield doesn't kill them.
Okay.
Guess I'm just gonna hang in there until the fire shield kills them.
Hugs!
Yeah, just roll damage. That's fair. Darn, that would have been a perfect time to stop it, but I wasn't able to get to it quick enough.
Wah.
And I'll call back down the hallway. They're dead.
Hey, did you kill the
I
bees?
know, I see.
I was fucking outside. It's gone.
Okay. So, you killed the bees. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You better leave it.
In this room, beneath the furs, you find the following.
Yeah, I guess at this point we actually just do pick shit up.
Yeah. A plus. Oh, okay. Actually, sorry, I didn't roll that.
Wizard.
Yeah.
Do you remember off the top of your head how many HP familiar has? Is it half?
Half of
your
yours.
Yeah. Okay. I'll funnel everyone back to full health. By the way.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm a bad person to ask. My strat with familiars is to they exist, but I'm never going to mention it again.
Okay. The following things you have.
However, the right person to ask.
Yeah, Chupa. You
The
find
Whiz Weasel.
the following. A parry-up of wisdom +2. A potion of aid. A potion of protection from good. A ring of ram with 31 charges remaining. And a rather strange-looking longsword. It is very clearly magical. And
Ooh.
yeah, so it's very clearly magical. And when you go to reach for it, it changes from a very like steely composition to one of rusted iron. You pause for a moment and then try to reach for it again, and it changes into an almost like as if it's made of quicksilver. And then again to an actual silver when you go to pick it up, burning your hand. After a moment, you're finally able to pick it up and realize you're able to change the alchemical composition of the sword simply by wishing it so.
It's a metalline sword.
Correct. It is a +2 longsword, a +2 metalline eager longsword.
That would be pretty useful.
Which means that you can choose any composition that you want when you as a, I believe it is a
Swift.
standard. It's a standard. You can change it to adamantine, alchemical silver, cold iron, ordinary steel, or any of the special alchemical metals that we have in this particular game. It is also eager, which means that it gives you a +2 bonus to initiative and is drawn as a free action, as it is eager for blood.
Well, if no one else wants it, I wouldn't
Also,
like taking
body
that. Oops.
If no one else wants it.
Well, I
I'll
use
take it.
longswords, and I have a magical longsword already, but the eager one would be pretty useful.
Yeah,
It'd be a straight up upgrade.
I have no objection to this.
Yeah, no.
I would be surprised if Charles didn't object.
No, it's cool.
For sure.
Well, I mean,
There's like
great
6
sword.
weapons that are better than that, yeah.
You actually use longsword, so if you want it, that's fine.
It's better for me to use this greatsword.
Do you have
Oh,
a
that's right,
normal
yeah.
longsword you're using, Jerkers?
I have a +2, I believe.
Okay. Do you mind if I throw that in the loot pile?
That's a +1 actually, but no, go ahead.
+1
Yeah.
longsword. Okay. That'd be. Anyway, I guess we continue.
Okay. Why not?
75th.
So does anybody desperately need restoration? 'Cause I have one for today.
I'm down 2 decks. Which is what I shoot and do everything with.
I'm just saying, does anybody need it desperately? Because if I use it, we won't have it again for the rest of the day.
I mean, I'd argue Dex is probably pretty serious, but yeah.
While you guys debate that, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Be back in about a minute.
And while it is serious, it's only 2 points of dex.
Did someone else take? Oh no, the wizard, it doesn't matter.
Wizard doesn't matter, and
I forgot.
I aced all my saves, so.
Yeah.
So me and Drakus are down decks.
No, I failed the nauseated one, not the Dex one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
you're
just you, right?
nauseous.
It's just me.
I'm probably going to be leaving in an hour and an hour and a half to start packing up my computer.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting through this tonight.
Nah.
Yeah, might fall asleep.
I'm still wide awake, but yeah.
apologies for that. I'm back.
You're not forgiven.
Sorry, I had to give my dog some medication. So,
Sure, she loved that.
yeah, she gets a peanut butter sandwich. She's cool with it.
Oh, okay, that kind of medication. I was remembering. This was a while ago. I was remembering the eardrops.
Oh yeah. She
Not
got this
get
earlier. Oh, yeah. She got this much earlier today. She was around lunchtime, like 1 or 2. So anyway, fellas, what's the next move? You have several ways out of this room in particular. Obviously, there's the way back. There is a door right here, and a door right here, as well as this way. Where you going?
I'd say right or west, east rather.
That
This
way.
Go
way.
east.
Sure, no problem.
Yes, we shall go west from this room.
This room is full of what appear to be ordinary weapons.
Gasp.
Long swords, daggers, arrows, crossbow bolts, crossbows. But when you step in, blood begins to drip from each one.
Detect magic.
No magic. The blood just suddenly spouts out of the edges of the blades and the tips of the arrows and bolts and just begins to drip on the floor.
I
Wicked.
like the wizard just nope.
Nah, next room.
Yeah.
Sir, please.
The next room.
Too bad we don't have
This
Khan
appears
here.
This appears to be a bedroom. Filled with more furs like the ones you found in the room previous. Hanging on the wall are several mounted skulls, also filled with eyes like the skeleton was back there. They watch you intently as you enter the room. Xander's gone.
They like
Nope.
follow us.
Yeah, they seem to follow you.
What's in
Okay,
here?
this guy's clearly obsessed with eyes.
Oh, Jace.
Yeah?
What's in here? What's in here?
We searched that already.
You already searched the room, yeah.
Oh,
Meat.
faggots.
You weren't there, apparently. You left.
Is this a
I
door right here?
dozed off.
Yes, this is a door.
Right here, the where the ping is.
Oh. No.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
I saw something on the
No,
ground.
that's a
then.
torch.
Yeah,
That's a torch. Yeah, it's an unlit torch. Okay, as for this, you've been here before. Then when you come back in, several of the skeletons you saw there before are missing.
Oh no, the skeleton is inside you.
Let's check this door. Right here.
I want to go to this door first.
I'm gonna collect all the bones.
Um,
Ain't nobody
Aw.
stealing my bone pile today.
What a nice
This
little
excuse
start.
me.
This appears to be largely a pumpkin patch.
I will search the boxes.
A pumpkin patch.
The boxes? Sure, you start looking at the boxes. Yeah, there's also a door up here to the north.
What's in here?
That is,
And
the entrance to the shed is blocked by boxes.
Let's move.
There is a sign written in what appears to be some like little scratch marks on one of the boxes. You want to back up, obviously, you're on top of it, unless you're actually on top of the shed.
I can easily be on top of the shed. I was about to peer in through the ceiling.
Okay, sure. A little sign that is hanging on the boxes here that Xander is looking at that says, "Please do not." Okay, actually, I will write it out.
Oh no, we've been thwarted by boxes and a sign. Whatever will we do?
I did largely because I have to update them.
Huge manatee.
At some point,
please no eat.
certainly I'll bring them back by the time we're like level 15 and I have 20 spells on me. And just take up the
Well-
entire battle map.
It does say please.
I'll peer in through the roof.
Say something to get back.
There appears to be a whole bunch of like very old dusty tools inside, as well as buckets of some sort of like seed.
I'll give you a bucket of seed.
Sorry, what? Xander? The seed?
I
the
said
box.
I'll give you a bucket of seed.
The boxes have something heavy in them, and they smell disgusting. One of them kind of like rattles a bit as you go to step back from it.
You should probably leave the pumpkins alone.
Yeah.
Everybody, roll me a spot check.
What did you say he could see through the roof?
Looks like a whole bunch of old dusty tools and buckets of some sort of seed.
Well, he's not in the closed-up shed, so we should probably go somewhere else.
Telearmus, you have a really good sense for bones. You're sitting by a leaf pile, just kind of like looking around, and
Got the
you
bone senses.
the bone senses sticking out from in between some of the pumpkin vines right here. You're gonna see what appears to be like, I'm pretty sure that's a tibia.
Opposable fibula.
Also offended that I didn't get a bonus to spot.
But it didn't crush the bone meal too well.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably humanoid.
No surprise, bones in the pumpkin patch. Guessing they're the ones who disturbed the patch last.
Yeah, we don't have those in my pumpkin patch here.
Is this a door?
Yeah.
You guys want to go this way?
You sure you don't want to disturb the pumpkin patch?
I don't know if it's a matter of want at this point.
Yeah. It's not.
In the immortal words of our former president, George W. Bush, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Yeah, twice.
I'm sorry, is there something wrong, Donald? All right, I mean, sure. Give me a moment, and I'll open up your next one. Sure. You open up the door, and almost immediately you can hear what sounds to be people talking and laughing from somewhere down the hallway. In fact, it seems to be coming from this door here.
Well, I'll try that one first.
Sure. You reach out and you grab the handle and immediately feel a sharp chill run up your spine. Your spine. The door opens. Fresh food is laid out on the table, but the dinner guests look a bit under the weather.
They look really peckish, is what you're trying to say.
So they're all skeletons?
Yes. There are 4 skeletons seated at this table, as well as a number of fresh, delicious-looking food.
I was about to shut the door, but I can't do that now.
Hey
No,
guys,
of course
how's
you
it going?
can.
Yeah,
Hey,
you gotta finish that?
Are you using
don't-
your bones?
They don't move. In fact, when you kind of like try to like bump past them, one of them like falls out of the chair. Yeah, there's a
Hang on,
fresh.
I got you there. I put it.
There's a
back
nice
up.
fresh ham. What looks to be some freshly baked like lemon and pepper cod. There's slabs of like big steaks, fresh salads,
I'll open the door on
Chicken.
the other side of the hallway.
pears. What? You don't want to hang out with those guys?
No.
There are 2 doors to your left. I forgot to put keys. Or no, I didn't. There are keys there. You should be on the map.
What's beyond door number 1?
This map. Okay. Sure. Any spells you have up? Like detect magic, anything like that?
I have.
Bartok will be having detect magic up.
Okay, yeah, that's right. He does. I know.